So today we will talk about uh, the little bit about internet and how internet works. When the internet or HTML invented, who invented, okay, and after that we will go through the different tags of HTML. Okay, so first of all, HTML was invented by a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee uh, at Siren Lab. This is the link to Siren Lab. Actually, this lab was a physics lab, and the scientist was also a physics scientist, but he was facing a problem. And he was intended to share the contents, but there was no such a medium that how to share contents with different colleagues or share contents with different universities from. So he was keep thinking about this one, then he invented the hypertext markup language, which is called HTML. And at that time HTML and today HTML is quite different because a lot of improvements done after that. Okay, so if you go through this if you go to this link, you see this is the first web page, and these were the few information. So if you want to know a bit more about who was Tim Berners-Lee and where they developed, so if you click the third link, learn about the birth of web. Okay, so it show some of the details. Yeah, this guy is the Tim Berners-Lee, okay, a British scientist. And if you see here, this was the first web page in this. So you see it was like this. Yeah, there is a framework which is called client server framework. Sometimes it is called a three-tier framework or two-tier framework, but generally speaking it is something like this, that there are servers and clients. Okay, the servers have information, the server have a processing technologies, and they have a lot of databases, and clients are the computers connected to the internet. For example, the mobiles, the tablets, the iPad, the computers that we are using. So we are all the clients, and whatever we search it, actually we are sending requests to some server, right? So if I want something, for example, let's suppose simply Saravak. So you see, I am a client and I am requesting the Google server to please provide me information about Saravak. So if I press enter, okay, you see what is going on at the backend. The server is getting a request from users, and then the server try to find information about what I am looking for. So this information maybe the Google server will get from one place or from many places, and it is also possible that the information may be in different languages. So now nowadays the servers are that much advanced that even the information maybe if in other languages, the server will automatically translate for you and will generate result back to you. But the main point here is that when the result is returned to us, you see, from server, when the result is returned to the client, then that result is in the form of web page. You see, all these content that I am scrolling, actually this is web HTML content. The server is not using HTML language. The server is using many other languages, which is called server side languages. We will talk about that later. And the HTML is a client side language. Client side language means that HTML is only used for how to display. There is no calculation, there is no computational things behind this. Just HTML focus on content display, how the content should be displayed to the clients. So this model is called client server model. Even for example, if you click this link, it means you are sending a request to the server. Okay, so this, don't confuse and don't think about the port now and the protocol HTTP and HTTPS. We will talk about this later. Just simply the client request to the server get the request from any client. And note the point that servers are such a computer which can accept request millions of requests at a time. For example, you just think that how many people will be using Google at the moment worldwide. It will be really in millions, but Google server still respond to everyone. Okay, so the server get the request, and then the server search the information, maybe locally in some database or maybe in some other servers. Okay, then whatever information the server get for the user, that information is sent back. But that information, if you see here, it is in the form of HTML. Okay, so the HTML page is displayed to the user. This model is called client server model. In our last class we have studied about this template, that every HTML page is composed of these elements. The first element is just telling the browser that the file is HTML file. So then it will be easy for the browser to deal with that. The next uh, tag is HTML, and then head area. In a head, mostly we are using title, and there are other contents also. We will talk about this later. And the body tag is the main tag where all the contents go. So the body is the main content. Okay, a bit about HTML here. If you remember in last class also I explained that HTML is actually not a programming language like other programming languages, C++, Java, Python, etc. HTML is just a display mechanism, and the browser only need for that a parser and a renderer. Parser task is that the parser only checks the proper arrangement and the proper syntax, everything of the text. And after that, when the parser check the page, then it will send to the renderer part, and the render means display. So it will send to the display component, and the display component display the page on the screen. Okay, so tag. What is tag? Tag is a command instruction for computer using the HTML language. So tag is a command written in angle brackets, okay, are less than and greater than brackets. And tags are most of the tags are opening tag and closing tag. The closing tag is having one slash extra. Okay, so it is something like this. For example, like b is used to bold something, so this one will be the opening tag, the closing tag will be this one. For example, if we want to apply this now, if I want to use the b, okay, so another point, HTML is in case sensitive, meaning to say is not case sensitive. You can type the text in uppercase and or lowercase, whatever you want to use, still can. Even if you type the one in uppercase, the other one in lowercase, still it works. For example, if I bold text, okay, so remember, whatever changes you do in your source code, you must save that one, otherwise you can't see the result. So save this one and display here. So this one is the, refresh it. Okay, so you see this is the text. Okay, next one is italic. For example, if you want to some text to be italic is the inclined, okay, type of text. So for that purpose is used I, opening I and closing I. So whatever you type here, it will be italic. U stands for underline. So if you want to underline any text, okay, then we use the U tag, so opening U and closing U. So whatever text is inside this, it may be a full paragraph, it may be a one word, it may be a one sentence. So depends on the text between these two tags, it will be underlined. HTML actually doesn't care about the spaces. For example, you see I give this much space here, okay, and I wrote every tag on a separate line, but still if I save and refresh the page, okay, HTML display everything side by side and on the same line. So if you don't want like this, and if you want to get a new line, then in HTML new line is you for new line we use a tag br, angle break, the angle brackets, and br tag is called a single tag, meaning to say it doesn't have any closing tag, so it has only opening tag. So if you use br, so you see after the bold text will be new line and the rest of two things will go to new line. And if you want that everything should be in a new line, then just put br at the end of every tag. Next tag that I want to introduce is called p. P is has opening and closing tag, and P stands for paragraph. So here whatever you want to type here like a paragraph, so it will be displayed on the page like a paragraph. Next tag that I want to introduce is font. Okay, font, as the name indicates, font tag is used to define font. Okay, so meaning to say the font size, the font family, okay, and the color. Three main things: font size, font family, and font color. You see, one is the tag, the font is the main tag. Inside the opening tag we can change different properties of the same tag. It is called attributes. Okay, so the size is the attributes of font tag, and every tag may have many attributes, depends on the tag and depends on its usage. So if I want to change the size of a font, then I will use the size attribute. If I want to change the font family means like Time New Roman, Courier, Arial. Okay, there are hundreds of font families. So for that purpose it is used face equal to, and you can type anyone, for example Arial. Okay, after that if I want to change the color, so color I can define, I like for example a red. Okay, so font size 14, face is the font family, and color. So if I save it now and refresh my page, you see the coloring play an important role in any website. So there is one website which provides you easy way to select colors. For example, sometimes we don't know the names of different colors, and sometimes we don't know how it will looks like. It has two components. So if I click here, so the measure will be red, so inside red I can drag this to any location, and on the basis of that the color here is changing. And you should note that the color in computer science mostly the very common system is RGB, red, green, blue. So if you see for this specific color, the red, green, blue values are this: red is 101, green is 58, and blue is 45. This they are using the hexadecimal value. This one, you see the hex, this is the hexadecimal value. Just copy from here, okay, just copy from here and paste, okay, and paste here. This will be easy way to get a color. Yeah, so you see the color here that I selected, yeah, is this one. HTML supports 6 levels of heading. What is heading in a text? Sometimes we need headings. For example, if we are writing a paper, or if we are writing a book, or we are writing an article, then within that article we have different sections, and different sections have different headings. So we need different type of heading. So HTML support 6 levels of heading, which starts from 1. So the first level, H1, H stands for heading. 1 is the first level of heading. So a heading, let's suppose heading 1. For the image, we are using the tag img. So image, and after that source is src. Source means where is the image. If the image is in the same folder, for example, in my case, if you see here, if I go one level back, yeah, I am using this HTML testing template, the coding. This one is this one, you see, testing.html. So the my HTML source file and the image, I want to use this one. If these are both in the same folder, like in my case web programming folder, then the path will be just type the name of the image. For example, I have saved with the name rose dot yeah, rose dot jpg. The type of the image is also necessary, the extension. If it is a jpg file, then you will must type like this. If it is a png, then you will must type as a png. Okay, and refresh. You can see the image is displayed already. So if you want to control the size of the image, then you can actually control the size of image also. So the size of image you can control through attributes. Okay, so this image tag has different attributes. For example, width. Okay, width you can specify any type of width. For example, if I specify 100 should be the width. Okay, and height should be how much? Let's suppose 150. Then save the changes and refresh. Okay, you see now the image becomes smaller. So alt means that if for any reason the image cannot be displayed, then a text should be displayed. Alt stands for alternative. So if the image cannot display, what should be the alternative? The alternative, you can just say, like for example, a picture or image. So it depends on you. Or maybe you can type a text which is alternative to that image that you want to display. So save it. It will not, this alt will not display if the image can display. So if the image display, then the alt text will not display. If the image cannot display, then the text will display. Let's suppose the image is online. Okay, then you can just use that image, online image, copy the path. Yeah, let's save and refresh our own page. You see, we can get the online image also. So meaning to say, we have two type of path. The first one is called a relative path, and the second one is called absolute path. A relative path mean that actually the system, the page is searching the image in the active directory. The active directory means where the source file is. In my case, it is in my web programming folder. Okay, so if both the image and the source code are in the same folder, just use the image name and type, that's all. If the image is somewhere else, or maybe in other folder, or maybe online, then you will have to provide a complete detail and all the information about that. A Mac is a bit complicated. but it is like this: file, okay, and then let me confirm it. Yeah, file colon triple slashes, then users, okay, and after that the username. So in my case is my username, then slash, then this top, and then the file name rose dot jpg. Okay, the width, all those stuff should be the same. So save again. I should use here one beer, that it should go to new line, then we can easily see beer. Save it and refresh the page. You see the third one is that one that I got from my desktop. Links means that we want to link one component of the page to another component, or some part of the page to another part, or maybe one document to another document. And this is actually the main idea in HTML, and this is why it is called hypertext markup language. In HTML the link is called anchor, okay, and anchor we represent by a. Anchor means a point, a target point where you want to go. So anchor and href. Href stands for reference. Okay, href. Here again, in case of linking, again two type of paths. If you want to connect to link this part of the document to another document in the same folder, note the point, another document in the same folder, or another document on the internet, or third option, another place at the same page. Let me show you one by one. So the first one, a link to another document. So let me copy this. Okay. So anchor tab a href. So in the href, I will specify which one I want to go. So I want to go to my template.html. href template.html. Okay. Now the opening tag we did like this, the closing tag is just backslash a, and between these two will be the text that become a link, that become a clickable, and when the user click that one, then we'll go to that page. Click it, see it change to that file. So we can link one file to another file, link to online document. So again, anchor a href equal to close, and the closing, and you can type go to Google. Okay, we should use another beer. Save it. So if I click this one, the page will automatically go to Google. So I can link my page to online documents, to online websites, anywhere that you want. So this is second category of linking. Another category uh, that link to another part of the same document. Let's suppose you are writing a book. So the book has many chapters and hundreds of pages. So if you want to link one part of the document to another part, intra document. One is inter document. Inter document, like one document complete one and another is linked. This is called inter document. Intra document means that within one document, different parts of the documents are linked to each other. So for that purpose, first you will have to create an anchor point, that where you want to link with. If you want this paragraph to be an anchor point also, that later on you can jump back to this point, then you will have to create id for this. You see, p id equal to, and then this will be a unique id, and you can give any name to this id. For example, if I give chapter 2 or chapter 4, anything you can give. Okay, so this p, and inside this paragraph you can type whatever you want to type. So my point is here that I want to show you that we created an anchor point first. This is not a link, this is anchor point, and later on we can jump to this point here. If I create a link now, a href, okay, href equal to, now I am not linking this part to another document, but I am linking to the same document. So for that purpose we will use hashtag, and the id was what? Chapter 4. Okay, and then closing a, and here you can or type the text whatever you want. For example, uh, let take me to take me to chapter 4. So you see here is the last, take me to chapter 4. Look at this point here is not a chapter 4. Okay, when I click this one, the word chapter 4 will exactly come at this Richard place. So you see, the next topic that I want to teach you are called lists. What are lists? HTML support two type of lists, ordered list and unordered list. So you see, ordered lists are like this, that sometimes we want to display information in a numbering style. For example, you see here like 1, then something. I just type 1 2 3, maybe subjects if you want, anything else. So 1 2 3 4. So this is a list, a numbered list. The number may be 1 2 3 4, or the number may be ABC, or the number may be Roman numbers. Unordered list are the bulleted style. In MS Word or any editor, you can find a different type of bullets. So bulleted informations are called unordered list. Ordered list, O for ordered, L for ordered list, okay, and closing ordered list. So order list OL and closing OL. Inside this OL will be list item, and that is LI. Okay, LI, and it is the in the LI, the closing one is optional, but if you use it, then is better to use. Okay, otherwise the closing one is optional. And then next LI, then 2. So if you save this one and see the output, hopefully we will get the result. You see here, so you see we didn't mention that the numbering should be 1 2 or ABC or Roman. So that is actually the attribute of ordered list. So if you want, then the attribute you can type here is a like type equal to. So in the type you can provide the value. For example, if I want capital ABC, so type equal to capital A, only type this one, then fresh, then the numbering will change automatically to ABC. You see, type equal to capital A, then the numbering change to that. If you want to change to Roman style, then type capital I and save it, then the numbering will change to a Roman 1 to 3. The same goes for uppercase and lowercase. For example, if you want to start from lowercase ABC, okay, then just type small a. Here I am changing to unordered list. Okay, unordered list, and the OL will change to UL. U stands for unordered and L for list. Don't forget to change this one also, UL. The rest is the same. The LI, this is the same, list item. LI stands for list item. Okay, but here the type, let's remove the type first. Okay, so save it. The default value is the bullet. Okay, 1 2 3 and 4. So in this case also, if you want to change the type to maybe circle, to disc, or to square, you can change. For example, type equal to circle. Okay, save this one and then refresh again. Sometime if you want to the numbering should be nested, like for example first category, then within that category there are subcategories. So if you want like that one, actually you can nest in the order list and the unordered list. For example, after the first element after the first element in order list, I want four unordered list. Okay, so you see, you try to use the indentation. So Li, this Li will be the first one, and it start, let's suppose it start from numbering. So the numbering is the default value, I will remove it. So the one will be number one, and after that we'll start unordered list, and there will be four unordered list. The unordered note the point that the inner tag must close first. So you see, this one from the order list will close later, and the unordered list will close first. Then the second one, so save it, and if you see the result, you see you can, after one there is unordered list, and then continue the order list again. So you can nest as many time as you want. Next thing that I want to teach you is form. What is form? Let me show you. Sometime we want to get information from user. For example, if we want to conduct a survey, we design a questionnaire, we get input from the user. Another example is the registration form. You want that every user register first, so how to create the registration form? These are the input boxes where the user can type. These are called radio buttons. In the radio buttons, the user can only select one of the several options. This one is called drop down box, but this drop down box is such a drop down box that you can select multiple options. There is another format where you can only select one, but it is a drop down. I will show you both of these. This one is called check boxes. So in a check boxes you can select many. So in radio buttons you can only select one, and in the drop down also you can select one, but there is an option for multiple also. In the check boxes you can select many options that you want. So how to create this type of form in HTML? And note the point that the last one is submit button. Submit button means that when the user enter all these information, and when the user click the submit button, then from this page the information will be collected by the page and will be sent to some other page where the information will be saved, maybe in a database, or maybe it is checked that the user is already registered or not. So meaning to say, the information can be processed later on for many different purposes. So how to do this type of form in HTML? Let's do that one. Okay, so for this purpose the tag is a form. Okay, opening form and closing form. Note the point that you see, in a form we must need that the information should be submitted. Submitted means that the user will click save button or submit button, or for example buy now or register. So when the user click that button, the information will be processed and the information will be sent to some other location, maybe to the server, maybe to the database, or maybe to another page. So there are two ways how the information will be sent from this page to another page. I am repeating once again, how the information will be sent from one page to another page. There are two ways in HTML. One is called post, one is called get. And the post method is more secure, is hidden, it is not visible. And the get method is visible. For example, let's see, if I open Google and if I type something in Google here, let's suppose Unimas, okay, Unimas, okay, and if I search, you can see here in the in the address bar. If you go through the address bar, you will find somewhere the key term that I am looking for. So meaning to say my information is sent in the address bar. This way of sending information is called get method. This method is called get method. So in the form, you will, when you are designing a form, you will must specify the method, that which method you are using. You see, this is the word that I was looking for. So the my information is sent in the address bar. So meaning to say it is easy to see and someone can find this. Now you see, actually this is also a form, a small form in the Google page. This small, it is a small form where I can type whatever I am looking for, and then I can click this button. Actually this is a button, you see, it is a clickable, or I can press enter. So whatever I do, it is a submit button. So this my question, my query will be submitted to Google server, and you see the Google server is processing that. So two things: submit to who? In this case, submit to Google. Okay, so submit to who, and the information should be sent how. So two question: how and submit to who. These two things you will must specify in the form. So the first one, if you want to specify form method, this is called method equal to. So if you are using get method, it will be the address bar method, but the most best one is post method. Post method is doing like this, that in a post method the page will automatically create one global array, and the array name is post. Okay, and this array is associative array. If you don't know what does it mean associative array, we will study later on in PHP. Okay, don't worry about this, but it is associative array. Associative array store the information in a key value form. If you remember, in a C++, in array are the information are stored in index, and index is started from 0. So 0 1 2 3, that is indexes. Here in PHP and other programming languages, they are support another type of array also, which is advanced type of array. It is called key value pair. So the key and its value, so the key is actually like the index. So this post array is created and all the informations are put in this post array, and then the array is sent to that location that you want. Okay, so how the information should be sent, it is called method. So we are using, mostly we are using post method. You can use get method also, no issue, but the post method is more secure and more professional. Okay, for Google is using get one. That for Google it's not an issue, but mostly our website we want security, so we want use post method. And then where the information should be sent, so that is called action. Okay, action equal to where. So the where is actually a page name. So if you want, you can put here a Google, okay, a Google website address. But in our website, actually we do like this. For example, if you want to register a user, so the form will be there, and when the user click a submit button, then there should be another page which have the logic, which have the coding to process the user information. By processing, I mean that maybe it will be saved to database. So there should be, let's suppose, another page which deal with this information. Then here in this action attribute, we will specify that page. So I don't have many pages now, so I will just type the previous one, like template.html. Okay, template.html. So if I click, okay, if I click the submit button, the page will automatically change to this one. Later on I will show you. If we want to create a text boxes like this, you see, this is called text boxes. So how to create this? For this purpose, we need input tag. Okay, so let's suppose if I type first name colon, and after that I will type input. Okay, so now it means input will create a text box. So within that text box, what type of information you want that the user should type? It should be a number. You see, there are many different types of inputs: number input, password input, date time picker, okay, image input, file upload. There are many. I cannot cover all. Later on you can explore by itself. Yeah, but you will have to specify the type of input. So type, okay, type equal to, let's suppose, text. Okay, text. So it means I want that the user type text there. Now another very important attribute of input should be a name. Okay, name equal to, it means that later on when this information goes to another page, then this name will become the key and value. Okay, key will be this name. For example, if I type fn, first name, so this will become the key, and whatever the user type there, that will become the value. So this key and value will be stored in the associative array, and later on in the page there you can find this information by this name. Don't worry, we will do this type of exercise a lot when we go to PHP. Note the point that as I told you that HTML is not a programming language. So you see, we can just design the layout. We cannot process the information. So HTML don't have the capability to process the information. So for that processing purpose, we need another language. This is why we will study PHP also. So HTML only is the layout language. Okay, so name equal to this. Actually you can control many other things. The size of the input you see, for example, this input box should be how big you can control. So you can, how you can, by size equal to, you can type, let's suppose, 50. Later on it's up to you, you can change this one if you want. Sometime we want to control the number of character also, meaning to say how much the user should type, how many characters you want. If you want that control also, for example, sometime we want a mobile number. So the mobile number must be some specific digits. It should not increase from that number. Then you can control that one by max size, okay, or max length. Yeah, max length, for example 11. Okay, so input, type equal to text, name equal to something, size equal to some value, max length equal to some value. So if we save this one and check, refresh our page, we will see, you see, first name, and here we can type something. Okay, so if you see how many character I can type, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. You see, nothing can type there, even I am pressing. So the number of characters we can control by max length property. Okay, if you change the type equal to number, then you see you cannot type uh, text there. Save, refresh again. You see, it changed automatically to this. You see, this one also, if I type text, I am pressing alphabets but cannot type. I can only type numbering there. So this is the type of input. Okay, so type equal to, let's suppose, text. Again, change to text. One very another important attribute of input tag is placeholder. Placeholder is such a text which is like guidelines for the user, that the user can see some initial instruction what they should do. For example, placeholder equal to placeholder equal to type first name, first name here. Okay, save it and refresh the page. So you see, a placeholder is initial text there, but actually it is not a text. Okay, it is displayed in such a style that when you click your cursor there and you start typing, it will go away. So you see, I click there, so if I start typing, it goes away. So that is most important, and many professional websites, they are using it. Text area, this one also you can, so whatever, it will create a big text box for us. So let's see. Okay, now save this one, refresh this. Yeah, you see, here is a bit big text box, and here the user can type much text. If you want to control the number of text and the number of rows and columns, it has that attributes also. For example, rows, how many rows you want. If for example you want 10 rows, and how many columns you want, okay, you can control, let's suppose 5. uh, you can do like this. So save this time. Yeah, you see the number of rows change and the number of columns change. So this is called text area, and here the user can type more text as compared to input box. Okay, so next is what, the radio buttons. Yeah, let's we should go to this. Yeah, you see these radio buttons. The email one, you can just change the type to email, then you will must get the email one. Due to the shortage of time, I cannot go to everything. I am so sorry for that. Okay, so next thing is, for example, I will type here beer to get a new line. It's not the drinking beer. Okay, let's yeah, okay, so new line, and here I want select, and no, not select, not this select. I will teach you this also. Select is select and option. Okay, then here. Okay, now if I want to create a radio buttons, then we will use the same input. Yeah, input. If you just type equal to, you see that many types, so you can easily get from here radio. Okay, input type equal to radio. Yeah, and after that you can before that you should type the option. For example, if I want apple, maybe like different subjects also. Second one, yeah. Or for the radio buttons also, there should be a name, and you can put away, for example, exactly like the input box. So input type equal to radio, name equal to, because later on if we want to access this information, then we can get it. So for this one I will use op option, name equal to this. The radio button has another attribute, actually input, all input boxes have, which is called value. But in case of text box, we no need the value attribute, but in case of radio button it is necessary, meaning to say that if someone select any of the radio button, what value should go to the another page. So that one you will have to type in the value attribute. If you just type 1, so if someone select apple, then 1 will be sent to the other page. So it's up to you what you want to send. Okay. Second one, let's suppose banana, type equal to radio, name equal to, name should be the same because it is a group. So one of the many will be selected, just the value will be changed, value equal to banana. Okay, next, let me quickly copy and paste. Okay, orange, name equal to this, value equal to orange. And let's suppose mango, and mango. So save this one, refresh the page, and see the output. Yeah, you see here, select an option, apple, banana, orange, mango. So you see, if I select mango, and after that if I select orange, mango will be automatically deselected. So it means in radio buttons I can only select one. So another problem is that you see all these are displayed at one line, so we need to use the br tag to get a new line. Later on, this styling we will control by CSSs, but at this moment we have not studied CSSs, so I don't want to talk about that. So the styling, this is called styling, how to display, we will control by CSS. What to display? What means the content? It will be HTML. How to display? It will be by CSS. Okay, so save and check, refresh it. So now is like this. Yeah, so this is called a radio buttons. In radio buttons we select one of many. I will copy all these. The second option is checkboxes. Okay, so I will just check, select an option. Mm, here should be the same. I will just change the type equal to checkbox. Okay, checkbox. uh, the name I will change to C and B, checkbox. the value should be the same. Checkbox CB, next checkbox C. If all the checkboxes have one name, so it means it's a group. Okay, if they have different name, then there will be two different sets of checkboxes. The same goes for radio buttons. If they have same name, so it means it is one group, and if you give a different name, then another group will be created. And this is also very important point. Note this. So check boxes. Okay, now in this case, when I save it and refresh my page, then it will be like this. So you see, in case of checkboxes, I can select many, but in case of radio buttons, I can select only one. Okay, like this. Okay, so these are the different components of the form. Uh, next thing is the drop down. Okay, so let's go for that drop down. I think I should write beer again. Okay, and then drop down. Let's type H1. H should be H2. H1 is quite big. H2, drop down, and then beer again. Okay, the drop down command for in HTML is select. Okay, select. Select also has few attribute also, like name. What should be the name? So I should use drop down DD. Okay, just for simplicity, whatever name you want to use, you can use. So drop down name is drop down. Yeah, for the time being, this is okay. There is another attribute, I will explain that one later. So drop down, and inside the drop down are called options. Okay, so option value equal to value. So the option value, for example, let's suppose value equal to 1. Okay, and here is, if I type banana, copy, just to save time. So it means the word banana will be displayed, but when the user clicks submit, the value 1 will be sent to other page, not banana. Note this point, this is just for display purpose. The text between the two options, the opening option and the closing option, this is just display. The actual value which is sent to the processing purpose is the value. Okay, so if you want to send the same word banana, then you type that one. If you want to send a number, mostly in a in a survey, if you have seen this one many times, that this most of the surveys we are using the Likert scale from range 0 to 5. Okay, so like agree, disagree, strongly agree, but the words agree and disagree are displayed there, but actually the values go from 0 until 5. So that is like this. So if I change this to apple, next option, so it's up to you, as many option as you want. Don't forget to change the values. Okay, let's suppose mango. Okay, if you make this mistake by copy and paste, I have this experience a lot, that I was surprised that I select mango and the value there is still going banana, or the value is going still 1. That was because that I didn't change this value. Sometime by copy paste we don't change this, so this is a quite common mistake. So in drop down, we can do like this. So let's save it and see the output. Refresh. So you see this is the drop down. Okay, so here it will display like this. Sometime you see, if you refresh the page, automatically banana is there. So if you don't want like this, that the banana should be there, there should be some instruction, then you can do like this, that you can add another option, okay, which is empty. The value is empty, but here you provide select one option or anything that you want to type. Okay, so save this one, refresh again. Now you see, select one option, so it is, and the rest are there. So this is a technique to use like that. Now in this drop down also, you can select only one option, you cannot select many. If you want to provide this option to the user that they can select many, then you just type attribute multiple. Okay, so if you type the attribute multiple, then the drop down style will be changed from the single selection to multiple selection. Let's save and check. You see, from this one it will change to the multiple selection. Yeah, you see, it changed to multiple selection. So how to select multiple? In window computer, just press control and select many, and in Mac press command and select many. So you see, in this case, many values will be selected, and this many value will be sent to the that location. And actually, when we are using a post method, so post is array, so this will be array inside array because many values are there. These details we will cover in CSS, sorry, in PHP later on. So select the okay. Last option I should not forget is the submit button. I skip many things. I'm really sorry about that because I cannot cover everything. So this is your task, that how to create password thing, how to create date time picker, color picker. Okay, all these are input types. Okay, just you can get a lot of tutorials in internet or maybe YouTube. Okay, next one, the submit input type equal to, okay, type equal to submit. If you, yeah, type equal to submit. So now this will create a button and its type will be submit. You note the point that submit is a unique button in the form. There may be many other buttons, okay, you can create, okay, many other buttons. Let me quickly show you. I think before this, I can create button, okay, just button, and inside this button I can create click me, okay, but this button will be not a submit button. I will show you later. So input type equal to submit, okay, value equal to, here this value means what will be displayed on the button. So I can type submit or save or register, whatever you type here it will be displayed. Its name is also important because sometimes we want conditional checking in the page where this information is sent. We want to check that the submit button is clicked or not. Okay, so for that purpose the submit button should have a name. So you can give any name, mostly we give the name also submit. Okay, so then close this one, type something here, the first name, last name, okay, some option, checkboxes, drop down, okay, let's suppose select 2, and now if I click the register button, it will send me where? It will send me to this page. Okay, to this page. This page is already in the same folder, so the system can easily find and will load that page in the browser. If this page is not available, you will get an error message, okay, or not available message. So in my case, it is available there. So if I click this one, it will take me to that page. So you see, this one is the template page. So in that template page, I don't have any text. So you see the title changes. If I click back, so I will come back to my own page. Okay, another one very important button which every form must have is a reset button. So input type equal to a reset. A reset means that if you selected many things, sometimes the form is too long, you select many things, okay, and you want to clear everything to default by automatically. So if you type here something, select here something, select here, and if I click a reset button, everything will be deselected. Okay, everything will be deselected. So this is a form, but you see, very simple form, no background color, and no nice arrangement. All these things we will cover in CSS. Don't worry about this, because in this today is our focus is only on HTML.
I have a question for the form
Okay, very good.
because you have all the value, and then when you submit, then how do you address where to store all the data?
Oh, very good question. But as I told you at the beginning, that you see, HTML is not a programming language. HTML cannot collect the values back and cannot process by itself. For that purpose, we need another language, which is called PHP. We will study that one later. Okay, so when we study PHP, then I will go through the same form again and again every time in PHP class. I will show you how to collect all these values back, and how to process, and how to store in a database, or maybe how to retrieve, or maybe how to validate that the value entered is correct or not. So all these things we will cover when we are studying PHP. Is it okay? Because now,
Yeah.
yeah, now we didn't study PHP, so even if I show you also, I will make you more confused, because PHP is a complete language and we should study step by step. Is it okay?
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay, welcome. Good question. Next topic is what? Next topic is table. Sometime we want to store, to display information in a tabular form. How? Like this. You see, can you see these pages? You see the different type of tables. Like this one, you see, here is nothing, and two rows are joined together, and then two columns are joined together, then the sub columns, and the, can you see all this, right? No issue.
Can.
Okay, good. So this is a table. So how to create this type of table in HTML? So I will type this table in HTML. Let's suppose. Okay. For creating a table, we will use the tag table. Table. Okay. Now opening table and closing table. You know that inside a tables are rows and columns. Rows are from left to right, and columns are from top to bottom. So now the first thing in a table should be row. Okay, so to create a row, the tag is tr. Tr stands for table row. Now in the row there will be columns. How many columns you want to create in the row depends on you. So to create a column, it is called td. In HTML it is called table data. Table data. So should I type like HTML? Okay, one column will be this, another column td. Okay, opening td and closing td. So C++, let's suppose if I want to create two columns, you see I created two columns. If I want to create a third column, then td next column should be what? Java. If I want to create fourth column, okay, then td and should be Python. Okay, so if you let me show you until this point. Save it and refresh our page. So you see here we have this type, you see HTML, C++, Java, it doesn't look like a table, right? Huh? What's
Yes.
so what's the reason? The reason is that the table don't have borders. Okay, so if we want to want that borders to look like a table, then we should add attributes to the table tag. So border equal to the value, border equal to some value, for example 2. Okay, 2. This show the thickness of the lines. The bigger the value, the more thicker will be the lines. So if you want 5, then big lines will be there. Okay, so let's just make it 2 for the time being. Refresh again. Now if you see, there are lines. Now it's look like a table, but we have only one row and 4 columns. To add another row, okay, to add another row, just I will copy and paste. We are very lazy, right? So another row, the values are the same, or should I change? Let's change. Apple. mm, Banana, orange, and mango. Okay, save it. So this time we got another row also. Another row also. So in this case, you see, as many rows and as many columns you want, you can do it. But not the point in a table, try to make the columns same. It is not a good way that one row has 4 columns and another row has 3 columns. It's not a general practice. It's not a good way. But if you want to provide like this, you see here, like here, you see here the two columns are merged together. Okay, in MS Word, if you select the two columns and right click on it, you will get the merge option. MERGE, merge. Okay, merge option. So we can do that one here also. For example, if we want the last two columns here to be merged, to if they are merged together, then the fourth column should disappear, right? So the fourth column I will delete, and here I will type td for the merging option. It is called so what you are merging, we are merging columns. So its attribute is column span. Okay, COLSPAN, column span. How many columns you want to merge it? So we want two. So two columns will be merged together. So if you save it and refresh, the two columns, you see the orange and the mango, they will be merged together. You see, two columns merged together. So the merging, the benefit of this is that the style is same, the table is the same, the spacing is the same, but the two column became into one, merge into one. So you can actually merge columns also, and you can merge rows also. For example, if you see here, in this case, you see here two rows are merged together. Okay, two rows are no, here is also columns. Two rows are merged together. Yes, two rows are merged together at this point. Okay, so you can do, if you want to merge rows, then you will type in a row the merging option. For example, row span. Okay, row span. Yeah, but not Arial, just row span. How many rows you want to merge, you can type the value. In this case, I have only two rows, and if I do like this, maybe the result will be quite crazy. Option, oh, next option, if you want that the text inside the table should be aligned, so you can do that one also. Align. Okay, align equal to that the whole table should be left, or the whole table should be right or center. So it's up to you. The align equal to center. Save. Let's see that the table goes to center. Yeah, you see the table went to center now. So we can align like this. Okay, another important point, if you want some background color for the table, you can do that one also. For example, always remember that background color attribute is BG. BG stands for background and color. One word, background color, okay, equal to some value, and the value, as I told you, you can get the RGB values also, and you can get the hexadecimal value also, and you can use the name also, like any name. For example, what name I should use? Red is easy in typing, so let's see and refresh. So the whole background color changed to red. If you want not for the whole table, if you want only for one column, then just put in a one TD attribute. BG color should be red. So only that particular column will become, that particular cell will become red. If you want to change the one row only, for example, one row in one color, another row in another color, so you can do that one also. For example, here if I put background color to red and save it, so it will be, now you see only one row become red. So this is the way how to, oh, one another very important point I should not forget. You see, this table has information like like programming languages for, but actually table should have one type of information. Here I just copy paste, but it should be like all programming languages or something. So meaning to say, the table has actually headings and then values. For example, countries and population. then country column will have all the countries, and the population column will have all the values. So to provide the headings, okay, then you will do like this, that you see here I'm just copying the first row and then I'm changing that one. So let's change. Okay, so this, the first row I want to change to headers, not to values. Then the TD will change to TH. Okay, TH means a, a table heading, and don't forget to change this one also, TH. So every TH and TH. So this will be the table heading now. TH, TH, and TH. Okay, let's change this one to something. Let's suppose like country. I am just typing because the data is not like that, but I am just typing like that. Country, population, uh, continent, language, let's suppose, just general stuff. Okay, save and refresh again. So you see now these are the columns. Okay, let me change the column row color to BG color. Color to what? BG color equal to, let's suppose, blue. I don't think so that blue will be suitable option, but let's just check. Yeah, because the text is not visible clear. Okay, just for practice purpose you can change. So this is the way how to do tables in a HTML.